All right, guys, the truth will eventually come out. They're talking little by little. Now, it says, do you think this is why Shedeur Sanders has been sliding? It's because of his father. And, yes, Coach Prime is one of the most polarizing figures in football. And the owners think that the kid has too much power. Listen to this.
Comes to college football. Whenever that starts to transcend and work its way and leak and creep into the NFL, that this is the NFL starting to take a stand with all the changes that we are seeing in the climate of college football. These kids, they have a lot of power, and especially a kid like Shedeur, whose father happens to be Deion Primetime Sanders. Kids hold all of the control and all the power when it comes to college football. Whenever that starts to transcend and work its way and leak and creep into the NFL, that's when the owners are going to put their foot down. That's when the league is going to put its foot down and say enough is enough. And I think this is the perfect example of it. And unfortunately, it does have to be Shedeur. We can sit here and talk about how great he is as a quarterback, how accurate he is, how he stands in the pocket and delivers the football under pressure. He does a lot of things well. But at the end of the day, this is not about Shedeur's play. This is about the fact that he is the most polarizing, the brightest example of what college football is becoming. And he is going to suffer because of it. He is suffering because of it, because the NFL is looking at him like he's our prime suspect of somebody we can make an example out of and send a message. And that is exactly what the NFL is doing. I think that
He said it right there. He said that's exactly what the NFL is doing. It's because pretty much who his father is. And they're saying that they got too much power in college football. If they had a lot of power in college football, they would have got the roster that they wanted. If they had all the power in college football, they would get all the talent at Colorado. If they had all the power. I think this is bullshit. But yeah, it is partly because of who his father is and all the talent and notoriety. But as far as power is concerned, how do they have power in college football when they can't get everybody they want? You know what I'm saying? They having a problem with this NIL, just like everybody else. When, they can't, like a player leaves. They just had a player just leave recently to go to the University of Virginia. I think they're taking this a little too overboard. Shedeur done lost 20 to 30, $40 million because of this. Because he slipped into the later rounds. He slipped into the backup rounds. But what he's saying is correct though. They purposely did this. But the problem is Shedeur is not going to have proof of the collusion because he could sue. And I know people say, well, how can he sue if they're colluding? Because he lost money here. He lost money. He's a first round talent. He has the highest completion percentage than any other quarterback drafted before him in the draft. And he threw for more yards. And they saying here he has all this power and stuff like this. I guess they think in media attention, they don't like the attention that he received. That's what it is. We have pretty much, I'm just going to tell you this. The NFL, I can't remember who said this a long time ago, but they're actually absolutely correct. The NFL, the draft process and just how the NFL is, it's like a slave plantation. But however, these slaves are getting handsomely paid, some of them. But it is designed, check this out, it's designed for the players to go broke. A lot of players in the past have went broke. And it transcends color. A lot of them went broke. It's designed for you to fail. We talk about some of the traumatic situations that you put your brain through. There's a lot that these players have to go through, and the owners gets all the money, and the players, they have to take all of the chances physically, which is the case. That's what you sign up for, right? It's a physical game. You sign up for that. But, even through the whole draft process, look at his attributes, and he's a stud, and he's a stud, and look at his vertical, look how fast he is. And you remember Jerry Jones, Jamie Foxx happened to be recording, and Jerry Jones was looking at somebody. I guess it was pre-draft stuff. He was talking about the player's penis size. And you know, and Jerry Jones, I'm not surprised because if you go back and look at Jerry Jones, he was a part of harassing some students that was trying to integrate into his school. He was a part of that harassment, and they had just found the picture. And trust me, he has. I don't think he's changed. I mean, don't get me wrong, he paid Dak a lot of money, but we're talking about the core of these people's beliefs. I don't think he has changed. That's just my opinion. In the NFL, they want you docile. They don't want somebody strong and sure of themselves. They want somebody, you know, you have to, that's, and another player said you have to code switch. Shedeur didn't code switch enough. He didn't code switch enough. So even when he had accepted the Browns, remember when Coach Brown said, "Thank you, I thank you," thinking to the Browns? When Shedeur was on the phone, he said, "What does that mean?" He said that to the lady. Like what does that mean? He's not afraid to question things. You know, he's very sure of himself. They want somebody docile, man. Even if you are sure of yourself, when you're in front of them, they want you to show your teeth, man. That's how these people operate, man. But just what this guy said here, they don't like the attention that Shedeur gets. They don't. The owners, they're hating. That's pretty much what happened, man. What say you? Drop a comment below, like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace.